Excuse me. Okay. Um, in an earlier video, I showed you how to scan directly into GIMP. Now, if you don't have a scanner, that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to show you another method, which is taking a picture, and in my case, I use my phone, and we're going to import that picture directly into GIMP or into GIMP. What I did is I took a picture on my phone and I saved it to my computer, and I have it right here on my desktop. If I click on it, Uh, sure, we'll open it with photos so you can see what it is. That's what the photo from my phone looked like. And what I want to do is I want to bring that into GIMP, and we're going to have to try and edit that a little bit to make it a little better than what it is. In order to do that, I'm going to once again open up GIMP. I'm going to go File, Open, and now I'm going to go to Desktop, and there's that file, image 3715. And I'm going to hit Open. Now it's giving me a choice to rotate it, which I might as well take it. I'm just going to hit Keep Original. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and convert it. And there's the photograph. There are a couple issues with bringing in photos as opposed to a scanner. If you'll notice, there's a lot of background on this. And that's not particularly attractive. In addition, I caught edges of the page, and I'm not sure how we're going to deal with all of that. So let's start with the fact that I've got all this background. What I can do is I can go up to Colors, Curves. And here you'll get this menu. And you'll notice if I left click and grab on this, it starts to get rid of some of that background. And if I go all the way over, it gets rid of all of it. But let's pull it over a couple squares till I can try and get rid of most of it. And then if I take the bottom one, left click it and drag it, it'll start to get a little darker. But you'll see what's happening is in order to get my lines nice and dark, I'm still getting some of that background. If you're lucky, you can kind of work it both ways and there we go. That's actually not too bad. And it's going to vary depending on your camera, but left click the top, drag it over to the left click the bottom, drag it over to the right. Try and make it as dark as you can without getting too much background. Oops. If you go too far, it'll just get blank. The image itself looks pretty good, but I've got all this junk over here. But I like the image, so I'm going to hit OK. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to crop it. And if you look up here, you've got a crop tool. Let's go ahead and click on that. And then I should be able to left click, make a square, release it, and then hit return or enter. And what it did is it cropped off all that stuff in there we didn't want. Once again, as was in my earlier video, I still want to rotate it a little. So I go Image, Transform, Arbitrary Rotation, left click on a corner and hold, and just pull it, straighten it out just a little. I kind of like it about there. Hit Enter or Rotate, and that looks as straight as I need to do it. And then if you need to see how to put in text, you can look at the last video. I'm going to change that to 75. So the text is the same as the last one I did. I make a box. I'm going to right justify it. Click in the box. Type what I want it to say. Oh, I don't like that 75. See, it brought it in a different resolution. There's not much I can do about that. We're not going to get into changing the resolution in GIMP just yet. Okay, now notice this text is smaller at 75. I don't really care for it that small. So I'm going to highlight all the text, left click and drag over it, and I'm going to just start bumping that up. And in this case, that looks pretty good. I click on this layer. Now I'm going to save it as a GIMP file. File. I'm going to go save as. It's back on my desktop. 2022 0124 tenant Peter pre-test, and I'm going to call this pre-test 2 because I already have another one on there. It's saving as an XCF file. It's set to save to my desktop. Save. Now I've saved the GIMP drawing. I can then save it as a PDF. Save as. Let's cancel that. I'm sorry. File. Export. Again, defaulted to a PNG file. I'm going to change that to a portable document format. And we did this on the earlier video too. Export. Export. One quick save of the GIMP file. I go ahead and close that down. Now if I look on my desktop, of course I can't read the whole title, so I'm going to do it in File Explorer. Desktop. There's Peter Tenant Pretest 2 as a PDF. There it is. You'll notice that it's much bigger because the file resolution is bigger from our phone. And if I do the GIMP drawing, it'll open up in GIMP, just like before with my layers there. So that's another way of bringing it in. You can take a picture, save it to your desktop, open it up in GIMP. If you have a scanner, but you can't get your scanner working in GIMP directly, you can always scan it to your desktop and bring it into GIMP that way. I hope this has been helpful and enjoy, and I look forward to seeing your assignments this week.